So I forgot to state, the drug that they were making during the human experimentations was a drug to turn people subservient, easily controllable. That's how the entertainment exclusive was able to keep his people, his actresses and actors, in control, is because he was using that drug on them that he created from human experimentation, the same drug we're told by the old man's adopted daughter through the videotape. It's also the same drug, or one of the drugs, used on the Melid's sister, who has made her the same RD13 person as the Melid and the main character, and now she's hospitalized because of the drug. So I was wrong, and I was so happy I was wrong. I was so happy I was wrong. So you know how I take a break in between the first half and the second half of the book. I read the first half, make videos, then read the second half. And in between reading the two halves, I go and eat something and watch something, and then I come back to reading my book. I was wrong about the Melid's uncle, his parents' friend, his parents' ex-coworker. He is not working for the evil organization. I was wrong. I was so happy about that, because if I just read a few more pages, I would have known I was wrong. It was a trap set up by the Melid, the main character, him, and the old freeistic guy to catch if someone would steal the evidence. They put a fake camera with a fake picture in it to catch the dude. And I was so happy. I was wrong. I just wished I read it just a little longer. I just wished I did. Because I did not want this guy to turn out bad. I did not want him to be evil, okay? I was heartbroken when he turned out to be the evil guy. And now that he's been proven that he's not an evil guy, I'm so happy, because I need people in the Melid's life, okay? I need good people in the Melid's life. So the uncle tells the main character, Melid, to stay out of the case, because how the Melid treats the main character, basically keeping the main character in lane, treating the main character like a child, just wanting to protect the main character because he's known the main character for a very long time, wanting the main character to stay safe and sound and alive, and doesn't want the main character to be put in dangerous situations. It's the same with the uncle to the Melid. He wants the Melid to stay safe and sound, especially what happened to the Melid's parents and his sister. He doesn't want any more horrible things happening to the Melid. And later, the main character even tells that to the Melid's face. Literally the same. So the cops announce, after finding out what was on the video, announce on their internet account, the Weibo account, that the actress committed suicide. Basically, she had multiple personality syndrome. There was another personality inside her that killed her, and she struggled and fought, destroying her own body to get control of her body so she wouldn't kill herself. Basically being forced to kill herself. And she admits that to the video, that she was being drugged and controlled and manipulated, just like the other actresses and actresses in her company kept on a drug that would manipulate her and control her, and now she was being forced to kill herself, and she didn't want to do that. That was literally her suicide note, pleading to stay alive or warning people about what her company was doing. Since they could, with just this bit of evidence, all the police could do is basically question the dude for 24/7, but they really couldn't do anything, like especially go into his company and search it. And this dude will be able to escape and run away to another country and be able to get rid of his evidence against him and his company. And the Melid wasn't going to do that. So the Melid was going to sneak out and go solve the issue himself. The main character catches him and tells him to his face that he's treating the main character the same way the cops 19 years treated the Melid. And still treats the Melid, but the Melid's going to do the same thing to the main character. That's how he gets the Melid to agree to let him go with him. Because the Melid's like, I can't let this dude get away. I can't let this dude get rid of all his evidence, so they sneak into this dude's company. So when they arrive to the company, they see a bunch of trucks coming out of the company, and they use a driver to run into the truck and get a police officer to come to the scene. And the police officer opens up the truck because he has to, and inside there's a bunch of sea sand, and the sea sand is being used to transport heavy evidence and get rid of heavy evidence. And the main character, male lead, knows that they have to really get into the company and get into the secret basement to find more evidence, because they're already getting rid of the bodies and evidence and transporting either to another location or getting rid of it. So they sneak into the company, they get to the secret base, they're going around checking all the rooms, getting photos, videotapes. They're just trying to get all the evidence they can to go against this dude. Searching all of the rooms, they get to the very last room and they find the male lead's friend. You know, the cop friend? He has been captured. He's not the bad guy, don't worry. No, he's been captured. He's hung up. He has been tortured. Poor dude is in literal pains. He's also been drugged with the same drug that was given to the male lead sister. Dude is not having a great time. The reason why he was there and got captured is because after the videotape was sent to him with his brother's handwriting, and then the videotape of the actresses committing suicide, dude decided to go and investigate on his own, just how the male lead was planning to do. So they have to free the male lead's friend and get him out of there, because he was going to be used as a hostage against his grandfather. Because again, his grandfather is a very important man. He's the chairman. He's very important. And the entertainment exclusive was going to use him as a hostage and then drugged him to also keep the dude's grandfather in line. Yeah. Be like, I have the antidote. If you want to save your grandson, you have to, do what I want. I am not kidding. This dude is disgusting. So there was a scene that was so frustrating and so long, and honestly, I was getting so irritated with the scene. I wanted it to be over with. I know it wasn't actually that very long, but I was feeling like it was dragging. It was dragging too long. So they were on this weird trap door thingy that only two of them could escape and one would have to sacrifice themselves. And the cop friend wanted to sacrifice himself for the male lead, but also for the main character, but especially the male lead. The main character wanted to sacrifice himself for the male lead, and the male lead wanted to sacrifice himself for both of them. And it just dragged on because they all kept arguing with each other, fighting with each other, giving long speeches that felt like forever. If they got one on the other side, the one would come back to the other side. Like, it was a whole fight and struggle. Like, they were literally arguing with each other, wasting time, getting out of the building to take the evidence to the police. Like, they were literally letting themselves be caught because they kept arguing and fighting each other of who two gets to escape and survive and live. I'm like, you guys have literal evidence against a group of organization who has done sex trafficking and human experimentation, but no, you guys are going to argue of who gets to fucking be the sacrifice. Literally. And then the male lead sooner or later figures out a way for all three of them to survive. If they weren't so busy arguing with each other, they would have realized the way of survival. It was so annoying and so pointless. Yes, it gave an opportunity for the male lead to finally actually kiss the main character on his own choice and will, but later he just keeps denying the kiss and trying to move on from the kiss and not move on romantically, just pretend it never happened. And the main character is going to let the male lead. But it was so irritating. I just felt it wasn't even worth the kiss. It just felt like it wasn't worth the kiss.